Thank you, Mr. Williams. A pleasant good afternoon to all. This afternoon it has been a pleasure to have our colleagues from PAHO and also the WHO. And Mr. Williams, not taking away from your job, but allow me to recognize the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, who has just joined us from the Minister with responsibility for health, entertainment, and also IT. So thank you to our friends from PAHO for giving such wonderful presentation. And to Dr. Padilla, before you leave, I would like you to listen to a song by King Conwis. He says, it must be in the water, it must be in the food. It's a very nice song that you can listen to. Right. So today I want to brief you on a number of concerns that has been brought to the attention of the National COVID-19 Task Force. One of the challenges that has been brought to our attention is the lack of cooperation in persons wearing their masks when using public transport. And in this case, we want to focus on the ferry operations. Persons, yes, they enter into the ferries with their mask, but yet when the boat takes off on its journey, persons are taking off the mask. And when they are being asked to please put on the mask, persons become confrontational and combative. I am appealing to you, citizens, residents, users of these services, to cooperate and help us in the fight against COVID-19. In discussion with the commander of the Defense Force, who is also responsible for the Coast Guard, we are going to be looking at options in which we can assist the ferry operators and those service providers in enforcing the protocols, whether Coast Guard officers may at times randomly have to be on the vessel, or police officers may go on the vessel, or the Coast Guard officers may board while at sea and provide some support to the ferry operators. Again, I want to humbly appeal to you to support us in this cause. It's challenging. Superintendent Henry would have made a passionate plea again. Many persons have called me, sent me photos of persons or bar operators, service providers within the Strip area in particular, whereby there is absolutely no adherence to protocols and there is overcrowding of bars. We want to appeal again to all of you to please help us in this fight. The quicker we can get St. Kitts and Nevis, get this crisis under control, this outbreak right now under control, the better it will be for us. I want to take this opportunity to commend the Nevis Culturama festival that would have occurred from the 16th to the 20th of September, and it would have been a virtual edition. I think Mr. Abonati Libad and his team did a wonderful job, and they were very compliant. Mr. Abonati and his team would have had a number of engagements with the COVID-19 task force, and they understood the times that we were in, and they took the necessary precautions to ensure that we have a successful virtual Culturama festivities. And it was indeed a success. In my discussion with Mr. Abonati, the committee was rather satisfied with the outcome. Before the task force, I must inform you that before the task force, we have submissions from the National Carnival Committee. I would have received a submission that will be deliberated by the National COVID-19 Task Force, and we will have some further engagements with the National Carnival Committee and how we can have a virtual, maybe carnival or whatever activities we can have in a safe manner. We have also received submissions from the entertainment sector. The Ministry of Entertainment would have engaged so that we can collaborate and deliberate on the submissions for the restart of the entertainment sector. Equally so, the sporting sector has already reached out as well, and we will be engaging. I just want us to be mindful that we are still in a crisis of an outbreak. I can safely say that from the information I have received, this is no longer about family clusters, but rather we have in transmission. And with that in mind, citizens, residents, you have to do your part to help us. This is no longer just about the task force, Ministry of Health. This is not just the government. This is everybody. We have to go back to that all-inclusive approach that we once had. We cannot surrender at this time. We have to defeat COVID-19. And that's why I was happy to hear Dr. Padilla speak to the Pfizer and the effects, that there are no effects in our children recorded so far. And we are hoping that that continues, and that should motivate you to come out, bring your children who qualify for this vaccine, and let us get them vaccinated. If you need us to help you in transportation, call us and let us get transportation to take you from home to the health centers or wherever it is and get you vaccinated. If you need Dr. Wilkinson to come and talk with you, he's available. Right, Dr. Wilkinson? We will come and talk to you. If you need Lesroy to come and pick you up, we will pick you up. We are on target that by December, we should meet our target whereby every inbound passenger should not have to quarantine. That is our target. And we are hopeful that you help us to reach that target by helping us control this present outbreak. I also want to remind you that the British Airways flight will resume services to St. Kitts and Nevis on the 3rd of October. So on the 3rd of October, we will have our first British Airways flight. So you can see that slowly we are attempting to, one, fight the virus while still create more economic activities. While we are still on the tourism aspect of things, American Airlines will begin daily services to St. Kitts and Nevis from the 2nd of November. So we have to ensure that we are prepared for that higher influx of tourists and travelers that will be utilizing our ports. So we are strengthening our structures that has been put in place, our corridors of containment, and everything else to ensure that we can sustain that influx of passengers. On October the 5th, we will have our second visit by Celebrity Equinox. Let me just state that we are going to create the bubble once more, and that bubble will be activated at 6 a.m. on the morning when the ship arrives. So once that ship is docked, that day when the ship is docking, we will be activating the bubble as of 6 a.m. in the morning. So all persons who are qualified to enter into the bubble would know that they will have to go through the screening process when entering the bubble. Those persons who have had challenges in terms of achieving their accreditation to be service providers within the bubble, I am asking you to contact the St. Kitts Tourism Authority so that you can qualify and not wait on the day to see if you can get into the bubble. That will not be permitted. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Gurdip Dev Bath, who has contributed to our national response effort by contributing a 40-foot container of dry food to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. This food will be distributed through Social Services Department, and I want to commend Ms. Oslin Ward Harris, who has been doing an excellent job. And I want to make an appeal to persons who have transportation. We're having challenges with transportation. Show us your patriotic spirit. Take some time, volunteer some of your time on your transportation, and help us with the distribution of food to persons around the island who are in need. So if you have the time, please contact me or contact Ms. Oslin Ward Harris at Social Services. Dedicate some time, contribute some volunteering time to the country, and help us. It will be very important. Now, on the weather, thank God that Hurricane Sam has deviated and has remained a fish storm. So only the fishes have been benefiting from Hurricane Sam. And we also now have the development of Tropical Storm Victor just off the coast of West Africa. And the trajectory for Tropical Storm Victor that will become a hurricane by tonight into tomorrow will also remain will remain east of us with a northern trajectory. That means, too, that it should remain a fish storm. I want to take the opportunity still to encourage citizens, residents, to prepare for the hurricane season. And let's do our best to ensure that if we are impacted, we can be resilient toward a dual hazard environment of COVID-19 and tropical systems. We have been receiving a lot of complaints and challenges about 311 and also about the testing results. All I am going to ask of you, citizens and residents, to exercise some patience and allow the systems to address your concern. If you have a concern, please contact 311. If you call once and you do not get 311, do not be discouraged. Pause for a few, call back again. If you don't get them, call back again, because our resources are limited and there are a number of calls that come in at once. And when you have all these calls coming in at once, you may call at the time where they are engaged, and you may either get a busy signal or your phone will ring continuously. I am encouraging you to call and call until you get an answer from one of these operators, and they will guide you to the relevant agencies that will provide you with the information that you require or the assistance that you require. As it regards the testing, you would have heard Dr. Wilkinson, Dr. Laws would have addressed that yesterday in the Prime Minister's briefing, and you would continuously hear of the challenges. I am asking you to be patient. We are in a crisis, and in times of crisis, that's where you have to find that spiritual patience for you to be able to, address the situation and await for results. I'm hopeful that we can get this matter resolved as soon as possible. We are going to be doing some sectorial engagement. I've been getting a lot of calls from hotels, yes, citizens. We have seen things on social media. But before we get these things on social media and, spread it, find out. It's important for us to find out, and we will continue to provide you with information so that we can fight the misinformation and the disinformation that is happening right now. So let us remain focused. We are on target to do some great things by now. And December, we have just been commended by the representative of PAHO for the work that is being done in the vaccination. We will continue with the risk communication. You will be informed. We will give you the ability to engage us. Citizens have the right to send in their questions, and we will do our best to answer your questions as well as the media houses. So I want to appeal and thank all the citizens and residents who have shown patience and understanding in the crisis that we are facing right now of this community transmission. Thank you very much, Mr. Williams.